honey, and welcome to the flow. Today, I want to publicly answer a question that I was asked a couple of weeks ago, and I felt like I needed to address it on here because I truly believe that it's a question that a lot of people struggle with and that they're kind of battling, and they don't know how to attack it because they don't have enough information to be able to do it in a meaningful way, if that makes sense. So, the question that I was asked was, how do you let go of someone that you know is not good for you? I feel like in the generation that we are in, men and women have placed themselves in relationships, friendships, situationships that they know aren't good for them, but they choose to stay because it's either comfortable, they don't believe that they'll be able to find anyone else, or that this is what they deserve. And I believe personally that before you consider this question and before you can successfully let someone go that you know is not good for you, you have to know your worth. If you don't know your worth, you won't be able to determine when someone doesn't see that properly. When your worth isn't seen properly, that means you are forced to settle for things that you don't deserve. You're not as confident in yourself as you should or could be, and you're not treated with the utmost respect. Coming from someone who has been in, different relationships and friendships and situationships, I have experienced a lot of different levels of people, levels of love, and I have personally found that not everyone loves the same, not everyone has the same view of love, and the same goes for respect. Not everyone respects the same or has the same view of respect. So when considering how to let someone go that you know is not good for you, you first have to determine your worth. Knowing your worth helps you to understand if you letting them go is something that you want to do or something that you need to do. Considering wants and needs are two completely different things. When you want to do something, that's more so a desire that you want. When you need to do something, that is something that could be detrimental to your progression as a person. Now, considering the question of how do you let go of someone that you know is not good for you, you have to determine, is this something that you want to do or is it something that you need to do? Because if you just want to do it, you're going to allow too much leniency when it comes to letting them go. You're going to psych yourself out. You're going to allow your mental to overpower maybe what your heart feels, and you're not going to be strong and confident in your decision. So with that being said, even considering that the person who you're trying to let go, you may fall into a situation where they convince you to stay or convince you that, they're the best person for you, or that what y'all have is, maybe one of a kind, or whatever the case may be. Now, when considering needing to let someone go, that goes back to knowing your worth. When you know your worth, you'll be able to determine what you need out of the relationship, the friendship, or the situationship. Needing to do something and knowing that you need to do something, you'll have more confidence in it. You'll be stronger in doing it. You won't be easily influenced to stay. And I feel like from my own experience being in situations where I know that I need to let this person go, I had to stand on my character. I had to stand on my desires. I had to stand on who I am as a person and not allow what they may say or what others may say dictate my decision. So I feel like when considering that question, maybe for your own relationship, friendship, or situationship, you have to determine, is this something that you want to do or is this something that you need to do? Also, too, that this draws back to self-love. If you do not love yourself enough to walk away when you know that you need to walk away, you're going to be just in consistent situations where you're getting the short end of the stick. But when you have developed a strong level of self-love, you won't be easily influenced by other people. You won't be easily drawn in by people who aren't good for you, and you'll just find yourself making better decisions when it comes to the people that you decide to spend time with or give your time to. And honestly, this is not something that you just learn overnight. looking at myself personally, I feel like this is something that took me a lot of time to be confident in being able to do, because I was in relationships and situationships that didn't see me properly. I found myself lowering the person who I was, unfortunately, for the people who I was with or that I was talking to. And I just got to a point in my life where I began to learn my self-worth. And because I was able to understand my self-worth, I was able to see clearly when things weren't serving me properly and when things weren't good for me and weren't benefiting me as a person. I feel like, considering that, you have to understand that nothing is wrong with choosing you, nothing is wrong with putting you first, nothing is wrong with wanting more for you than others may want for you. And I feel like that is another thing that is in connection with self-love. It's like self-love knows who you are, what you deserve, what you want, what you don't want, and lack thereof will put you in those positions where you even have to question, like, how do you let go? So I would say, all in all, when considering the how do you let go of someone who you know is not good for you, you first have to know your worth, and then you have to determine, is it something that you want to do or something that you need to do? And then from there, you're able to take your steps. When looking at this is what you need to do, you have to cut off communication. You have to focus on you. You have to change the environments that you're in sometimes. Sometimes you have to get off of social media. Sometimes you have to turn the music and the TV off and really just tap into you as a person so that you can begin to find that confidence in just being by yourself. Because I feel like in this generation, so many people are uncomfortable and incapable of being by themselves. And that's something that I feel like more men and women need to become more comfortable in. Nothing's wrong with being by yourself. Nothing's wrong with not being in relationships with people. And who cares if people aren't doing that or if people don't understand why you need to do that? Because at the end of the day, there are so many more benefits in choosing you than just settling because everyone is doing it or everyone has something. So I don't really want to sound biased when I say that, because I have been, by myself and single and just like focused on me for a long time now, like long in my head. So I just feel like I've personally seen the benefits of it. I know the effects of it, and I know the outcomes and what you can gain from it. So I would say, again, when considering letting go of someone who you know is not good for you, you have to do internal work first before you're even strong enough or confident enough to cut that tie. But I'm telling you, once you do it, you're going to see so much more in you and so much more of your capabilities, because you're not going to be distracted by relationships or friendships or situationships that aren't serving you or seeing you properly.